Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it on YouTube. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, do us a favor, leave us a rating, review, or a comment. It really does go a long way towards helping Going In Raw grow. Growing in Raw.
Growth is important.
To the future. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. Man, we got a bunch of reward tiers over there. We're going to be updating those once I get back from vacation. But everything's on hold until then, man.
Pretty much everything.
My brain is already out the door. It's already in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Edinburgh. My niece is already over there. She's been Snapchatting various scenes from Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And it just makes me jealous. I'm like,
jelly,
it's so
jelly.
gray over there.
You're getting super jelly.
In the urban areas, it's very gray.
Yeah.
Get out into the grassy areas. It's
very green.
It's very green.
And lush.
That's right. And lush. Exactly. Anyways, we got a couple new patrons here to say hello to, because every patron gets a shout out.
Yep.
Ethan Smith, Joe Swan, and that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you
for your support.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Do we get to talk about 205 Live? Because that was rad last night.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Dang it. We got to wait still for tomorrow on that one?
Yeah, that's right.
What a bummer, because I love 205 Live. It's like my favorite. They have this thing called long-term stories that's really cool.
I like how I
flipped.
You had totally.
Yeah.
Like even just like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 205 Live. That's the first one to cut.
Yeah, I know. You know what's changed is that like the Canellises are so awesome right now.
Yeah.
And Dave even made Jack Gallagher cool again.
Yeah.
And then Drew Gulak as champion is great. Like, they even freaking Nigel, even last night on 205 said, everybody needs to kneel before Drew.
That's pretty cool.
He knows that he's on.
Yeah, he knows he's on.
Oh, man. Anyway, we're going to talk about SmackDown today. That's what we're going to do today.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 falls SmackDown. We were just saying that they can't be shoehorning. They're going to have to come up with creative ways to do so. As we all know now, Vince doesn't want wrestling during commercials, and so they're concocting a bunch of ways to ensure that happens. So all wrestling matches basically have to fit into the segments between commercials.
Yeah.
And we had heard that there's going to be more elimination matches because then they can reset the match or restart the match. And then, of course, 2 out of 3 falls match.
Matches.
In between falls, you can have a commercial.
Yeah.
Well, last night, we saw just how creative they're going to get with this.
Well, here's the thing. The one with Dolph and Kofi, I didn't mind, especially when Dolph, though erroneously framed Kofi's win at Stomping Ground as cowardly. Mm-hmm. Like him jumping out of the ring with the doors open.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It's not cowardly.
It didn't
It's
make
actually
any sense.
incredibly smart.
There isn't a lick of logic to his.
No, nonetheless.
But that's fine. None of
Using that as
his return motivation has no logic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyways, if you accept Dolph's logic, then the 2 out of 3 falls stipulation makes sense.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
That one's fine. That one didn't bother me.
And it's a main event level thing.
Totally.
It's like the last 30 minutes.
Exactly. It's stipulation for their blow-off match, whatever. Cool. Mm-hmm. I can get on board with that, even with Dolph's illogical and flimsy rationale for it.
If you know nothing about the commercial aspect of things, you go in that, oh, wow, 2 out of 3 falls. Cool. Okay.
So long as they don't say restart the match at any point during the televised broadcast, you can just get along with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's the Elias one. No reason for that.
Oh, my. And it was right on the tail.
I know of them announcing the other one.
I know.
Here's what all they needed to do was announce the match. Single fall. Shane comes down with Elias as it is. Right before the match starts, the whole stuff with Shane and Elias beating the hell out of Miz, just do that for a segment.
I know.
Go to commercial, come back. The ref's like, Miz, are you okay?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then have the match.
Yeah, I know.
You don't need the...
I know, man. I know.
And then you actually get some babyface heat on Miz.
I know.
Like real babyface heat. You actually have a real match.
Yeah. I know.
It's so damn frustrating.
It's just weird. Like, honestly, it's just. I texted you this last night. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just going too far with it. But I do.
Well, you're doing a complete 180 in a lot of points.
Part of me does wonder. Well, no. What about this one?
Oh, we continue your thought.
Well,
That's what I think it is.
What I was gonna say was, I don't know, man. I don't even want to say it because it's like Vince is old, and I said this months ago. Like, I was like, man, can we just fast forward to when things get really weird? And that's going to be when Vince is so far beyond his faculties.
Well, I think
but he on the outside, he still sort of acts like a normal human, but he's having such a mental capacity issue right now.
Well, I think a lot of that is due to desperation. Ratings are in the garbage.
Dude, I don't know,
He has
man.
broadcast partners to appease. I'm
Some
not
of this
saying
stuff
solely
is-
because of that.
Some of this stuff is so out there.
Sometimes when you're desperate, you don't think right. You
But
don't think logically. You don't use common sense. There's time that when you're desperate and you there's moments of inspiration.
We've seen Vince in desperation mode before, and it's not this weird. It isn't this weird.
Oh, I'm not saying it's solely desperation, but I'm also not saying it's solely maybe because he's getting up there in years.
I think that
it's a combination thereof.
Yeah, it's a mess. I think he's a mess.
You know, the one that actually
I think we're in. I think it's going to get weirder.
It's going to get weirder, and
Then
it's
he's
going to
gonna
get more
step
bizarre.
down.
And so we have this New Day Daniel Bryan Erick Rowan match.
Yeah.
That ends clean, and then there's some post-match funny business going on with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming out. So Heavy Machinery makes the save. Normal circumstances, that 8-man tag match would happen next week.
Right, they do it, yeah.
And they do it right afterwards.
Why do people have to keep on having multiple matches? It's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
All of this just means there's more bumps these wrestlers have to take. That's really, at the end of the day, what it all means.
I know. We're in uncharted territory. I'm telling you, uncharted territory. This is weirder than fake Diesel and fake.
I woke
fake
up with a
Razor.
headache,
This
and
is
now
weirder
I
than
think
that.
this is why I'm trying to process all this, and
There
it's
is
making my brain hurt.
There was some cool stuff.
There was some. There's always cool.
Hey,
stuff.
granted, one of them was only a minute 53 seconds. We had 2 women's matches. That was cool. That we had actually 2 women's division matches.
Yeah.
One which was friggin' awesome, the Bayley Nikki Cross one.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then we finally got a match with Ember Moon and Sonya
Yeah,
Deville.
if Mandy hadn't gotten involved, it was headed to be really cool too.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, but they had to fit it in 2 minutes.
I think the highlight show we saw Danilo back in the ring.
Oh, I know.
He's
I know.
fine apparently, so that's good news.
He was running around on that knee like
that's
everything
good.
was fine. I think
Hopefully
that dude
everything's
is just really good. He's just
I don't know, man.
he's taking his job very seriously.
He might have got a little twisted up and took precautions.
Maybe it looked bad. And then finally somebody knocked on Alistair Black's door. So that was cool.
Did you hear who it's supposed to be? Apparently.
No.
All right, won't say anything then.
Write it on the notes. I want to see.
Oh, I was going to say to keep you out of the loop.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Cool.
Yeah, he was damn near euphoric when someone knocked on his door.
Yeah, I like that too. We'll talk about that in a bit. The show kicked off with Shane McMahon. Hold on a second. I want to check this. I'm going to check the community tab poll because I was kind of curious about that. I usually don't really care about the SmackDown ones because SmackDown's usually like
Here, I can look it up.
people
Real
are just
quick.
like whatever. But
I'm right there.
Last night's was so crazy.
Yeah, it was such a weird show.
11% yay, 12% nay. So the nays and yays are virtually the same.
The don't plan to watch is astronomically high for
That
SmackDown.
is massive.
And that's an issue.
Oh, another new patron, James Shimo. Thank you.
In between, 22%. Don't
48.
plan to watch. 48%.
Almost half.
2,800 votes.
2,800 votes said
That's
don't even plan to
1,400
watch.
people nearly.
Because, again, it was very heavy on Raw recaps.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like I saw Kofi Kingston on Raw, making him and then having him out on SmackDown just honestly makes it a little less special. It does.
It feeds into the storyline that he's maybe pushing himself a bit too far, though. So that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I look at it. I'm sort of, I don't know. It's so hard to look at things from a storyline perspective. Like I can look at the Ember Sonya Deville stuff from a storyline perspective because it's like they're just playing that straight up. It's great. Even the Nikki Cross Alexa Bliss stuff, I think is totally fine. I think that's good. So much of it is so difficult to look at from a story perspective because just know, like, it's the WWE champion Kofi Kingston. They're going to put him on both shows.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't think that him going on both shows is driven by story. I think they're coming up with a story to justify having him on both shows. But as long as if the story they come up with is
Yeah.
interesting and compelling, potentially,
Then you're cool with it. Yeah.
then I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's better that than not having any story at all,
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
or a story that just rehashes the same stuff episode to episode, which
So,
this
yeah.
really didn't.
Shane started off the show with the promo. This was it wasn't in ring.
He was in his office or something.
and he had like super red face.
Oh, he tried to come up with a justification or rationale why Undertaker showed up. He says Roman Reigns essentially scared. He knew he was outnumbered, so he made a phone call to the dead man,
Dead man talking.
which makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Like, do better than that.
You mean Undertaker doesn't have a cell phone?
Yeah,
How would Roman summon the Undertaker?
but like
through on a Ouija board, I'm assuming.
Roman and Undertaker are buddy.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bond there. You're right. Have anybody being able to call up the Undertaker and say, "Hey, I'm gonna need." Roman Reigns calling up anybody for like a fight. I don't care how many.
No,
people
there's
he's
one
taken
person
on.
he can call up that by, and that's Seth Rollins.
And that's Seth. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
Or the Usos.
yeah.
That's it. Anybody else, I don't buy it.
But on top of that, it's Roman. Like his thing is, hey, I can beat up anybody.
It's
I don't
my
care how many
yard.
people. And if he gets beat up, he doesn't really care.
yeah, big dog, my yard.
Yeah.
He doesn't need backup. He doesn't need backup.
So I guess that's just Shane's that's Shane trying to reach for answers.
Maybe.
What if Undertaker comes back and says, "No, Shane,
I came back here because you're an a-hole.
I've been trying to watch Raw and SmackDown lately. It's insufferable because you're on it way too much. I tried to talk to your daddy about it, but he's crazy as shit.
He keeps talking about StarCast.
Yeah.
I told him, Vince, I didn't do that for you. Shut up.
Just stop it. Anyway, that's why I'm back, because people are tired of you, and Shane Miz tried to say the same thing, and look at him. Anyways, yeah, so Shane's pissed off.
Yeah.
And he warns the SmackDown Live roster not to do the same.
Yeah.
He was like in super mad mode, but then like later on, like when he was going out to see Elias, he was all happy Shane.
Yeah,
Like,
I
hey
don't
man,
know.
let's hear those jams.
I know there was a lack of continuity there for character-wise for Shane. Is he in a bad mood or not?
Is he in a bad mood or good mood?
Or
We
is
need
it
to
just
know
the
these
dulcet
things.
tones of Elias's guitar
That
playing?
could be.
Is that what reversed his spirits?
It's like a baby. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
He's super grumpy, needs his bottle, and then he hears a lullaby, and then he's peaceful, at peace. Anyways, to the ring we go. New Day gets to the ring to start a promo. It was announced during their trip down to the ring. Kofi versus Samoa Joe at Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Kofi's on the mic. He says, I have this match against Joe. Here's why. He throws the video package of Joe's attack, comes back, and he pretty much compares Joe to a shark. And he says, I'm trying not to let the shark swallow me whole.
Yeah, man.
You don't beat Samoa Joe, you survive.
Yeah, that was really good. That was some good stuff.
Yeah.
I do wish that they had announced I know that like half the roster is going off to the Japan show and stuff. And Joe was like tweeting from the airport or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
While everybody else was like, burning it down on Twitter, he was like, this airport gate is sponsored by Hello Kitty apparently.
So is the plane.
Yeah. Joe's the best.
Yeah.
So, like they announced it on Twitter beforehand, and I'm like, I don't know. I know that's just the age we're living in. They just announce things via social media.
Sucks the drama out of it.
Yeah, it does. It totally does.
I kind of feel like they could have used another week of build.
They could have had an actual confrontation between Kofi and Joe. But I'm not going to complain about that. We got Kofi versus Joe at Extreme
That'd be
Rules.
great.
That's all
Anyways,
good.
what isn't so great is Dolph came out. Whining, complaining again, saying, you barely won. You took the coward's way out by jumping out the door
Should be me.
to win.
His face
He
is so
says,
red
I
the whole
spoke
time.
to people backstage, and I get a match tonight against you.
I spoke to Adam Pearce backstage.
And if I win this match, I get added to the Kofi versus Joe match at Extreme Rules to make it Kofi versus Joe versus Dolph. And what's more, it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls.
Yep.
And that's it, setting up our main event for the night. And then we go backstage. There's Elias. He's jamming on his acoustic. Up walks The Miz. He wants a word with Shane.
Miz is in full Marine mode.
Yeah, he's super
like-
intense.
Yeah, he's very intense. And he says, if you don't stop doing that, I'm going to shove that guitar up your
dark
moon?
side of the moon.
Dark side of the moon, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
At that point, Elias should have been. Dun, 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 dun.
I know. Start playing time.
Oh, yeah, time, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Wish You Were Here on that's a different album.
It's called Wish You Were Here.
What I just call it?
No, he said Wish You Were Here is on a different album. I said, yeah, the album's called Wish You Were Here.
Oh, I was thinking Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
That song Wish You Were Here, too.
That song Wish You Were Here.
That's like the
yeah.
whole second side.
Which one starts with down, 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 down?
Doon,
How I Wish.
doon,
Yeah, that was
doon,
Wish You Were Here.
doon. Okay, that one.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
you
Wish You Were Here.
Shine You Crazy Diamond is Doon, 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 Doon.
Yeah, that's right. Bow.
Dun, 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 dun. At least you know how to play that song. Doon, 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 doon.
Oh, man. Weren't they both about Sid?
The whole album's about Sid.
The whole-
Wish You Were
the
Here.
enti- oh,
Well, I think
yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon kind of is, too.
Yeah.
About someone losing their mind.
Well,
And Wish You Were Here is how, because I guess he paid a visit to the studio while they were recording that album. Sid did, and he like had his head shaved.
oh, he was a mess.
Yeah, he was a mess.
He was a total mess. He was like fat, too, I think,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was extra fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, some good tunes there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Miz wants another match with Shane.
Yes.
Again, you said something to the effect of, I started this mess, I'm going to end it. So hopefully that means Miz, Shane, SummerSlam, put an end to the Shane badness.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed. So Miz leaves. Shane exits his office to Elias wailing away in guitar solo because Elias started playing to kind of block Miz out. Mm-hmm. Shane's like, oh, man, sweet jams.
Yeah, he's all happy.
And then Elias says, hey, Miz was here. He wants a match with you. And Shane says, oh, he wants a match? Maybe he'll get it tonight. But first, he's got to beat Elias.
Best 2 out of 3 falls match.
Best 2 out of 3 falls match.
So maybe we
damn.
can we just assume maybe that he was watching the SmackDown feed in the room in his office,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh man, 2 out of 3 falls. We don't get that enough."
Well, Dolph's talking about WWE executives. Who do you think he's talking about? Shane!
He's in a 2 out of 3 falls mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe that explains why he was so upset earlier. And now, after hearing Elias jam a little bit, he's happy.
He's all about it.
2 out of 3 moods.
2 out of 3 moods. Yeah, 2 happy, 1 sad.
Yeah, or 2 sad, 1 happy.
Yeah.
So that's set up for later. Then we get a tag match, New Day versus Daniel Bryan, Erick Rowan. Non-title, as I mentioned. Danilo the ref was out there, seemingly
Just quick on his feet.
not hurt at all.
No selling that knee.
Yeah.
It was great. Good
This was a
for
fun
him.
match, too. Saw Woods pin Daniel Bryan after up, down, down. And then Owens and Zayn come in. They attack the New Day. Rowan joins in. And then Heavy Machinery come out to make the save. And as I said earlier, a normal episode of SmackDown, this would have been a match next week. However,
week, yeah.
this is a new era where wrestlers have to work even more. Mm-hmm. And now that 8-man tag match happens now.
They're like, well, we have Daniel Bryan this week, so let's just use him a couple times.
Yes. So that match began. There was this cool spot where Rowan hits a superplex on Tucky. New Day break up the pin, and then they proceed to eat the finishers of both Rowan and Daniel Bryan. Big E eats a knee plus, Iron Claw for Xavier Woods. And then Sami Zayn's the legal man. He's in there against Otis, and Otis is working him over. And for some reason, this really upsets Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He's basically incredulous.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell's going on here? Why are you getting worked over by this guy?
Yeah.
Seemed to be his attitude.
Well, Otis is kind of a clown, so I kind of feel him.
Well, Sammy has Sammy even won a match? Did he come back?
He had to.
He loses all the time.
Well, they won the tag match at the pay-per-view.
Okay, there you go. Kevin Owens got the pin there, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So Kevin Owens walks out.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets
just
off the
walks
apron
out.
and walks
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I can relate to that. I'd probably do that a lot if I was a wrestler.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, I'm already, this isn't going to work out.
I really don't want to be involved in this anyway, so I'll just go.
Why am I even here right now?
Yeah. And then Tucky pins Sami Zayn after Heavy Machinery hits the compactor. Might get a triple threat tag match at Extreme Rules. Get New Day, Heavy Machinery, Daniel Bryan, and Rowan.
Yeah.
Maybe Owens and Zayn if they
Maybe,
patch
yeah.
things
Maybe
up.
Owens and
Maybe
Zayn
four
here.
corners.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
4-corner action. Next, WWE.com video from Monday night of Nicky, Cross, and Alexa. And Nicky says, I have a match against Bayley on SmackDown, and if I win it, you get a title shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
Alexa seemed not exactly horribly enthused about it for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, she doesn't get too enthused about stuff. In
I
general.
don't think she's terribly confident that Nicky was actually going to win.
Neither was I, but man, she got that victory. That was cool.
Yeah. Then we saw the Mustafa Ali video package again. He's a vigilante. Watching this again confirms in my mind this is a complete WWE.com production. It wasn't shot on DSLR. It was shot on their standard video camera. It was not 24 frames.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And it was like It wasn't nearly as inherently well filmed. The framing was like too tight on people so as to not expose that they're like very clean.
The exposure was like way weird too.
It was weird. It was just too, it was overdone. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of cheesy. Mm-hmm. But hopefully they have something good for him. I just don't know how that's going to translate. Like, guy walking around judging people is going to translate.
Well, it's got to be vigilante. It's the only option, really.
But, okay, here's the thing. Or is it just guy who moved into a bad neighborhood and he kind of regrets it? Because he's not doing anything. He didn't fix anybody's problem.
Yeah.
He's just walking around judging people. Talking about being a cop, but he's not a cop anymore. So you'd think he's a vigilante, but vigilantes act.
Maybe this is the point before he needs that inciting incident where he's compelled, forced to act. He's walking amongst the world where everywhere he turns he sees wrong happening.
He needs to see like somebody getting stabbed for him
something
actually,
like that.
Yeah.
But he needs that inciting incident where he takes action and becomes Batman.
And what if somebody wants to have a 40 out there on the street? God, leave her alone. Why is she on your little short film, Mustafa Ali? She's just trying to party.
Yeah.
She's trying to pre-party. She's about to go to SmackDown.
She's getting the right mindset to sit through that stuff.
Right, exactly. He should be like, man, I haven't been on TV in ages. Can I get a swig of that, please?
I know.
And then he's like, by the way, what's your name? He's married. He can't do that.
Well, he's got his dark match with Buddy Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, poor Buddy Murphy.
I heard it was really good, though.
Oh, wait, they actually did that last night?
The dark match,
Oh,
yeah.
man, that was probably good.
Yeah, it was probably awesome. Too bad we can't see that on
Hey,
TV.
but you know what? We saw the dark match, Shinsuke versus Finn.
Yeah, we saw that play out on TV.
And that's on TV now. Maybe Buddy Murphy will finally be on. Maybe Buddy Murphy's going to be the first guy who's like stabbing somebody, and then Ali stumbles upon him, and they have a
Maybe
series
they take
of
it
matches.
literally, where Buddy Murphy was the Juggernaut of 205 Live. He comes out dressed as X-Men's Juggernaut.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. What
be.
character then would Mustafa Ali be? I mean, would it be Wolverine, or is that too obvious? Nightcrawler.
That's what I thought.
He kind of looks. Nightcrawler is small, and Ali is quick.
Yeah.
Bamf.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I think that'd have to be it.
Like a dude version of Jubilee.
Okay.
I think all she did was like light shows, though.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got the lights.
Yeah, he's got the light thing,
There you
yeah.
go.
Whoa.
Got my phone in my legs.
Good job.
Quick legs.
Next, The Miz versus Elias. Shane comes down ringside with Elias. Elias was rocking the Stratocaster. Kind of did a song on the way to the ring, talking trash about Portland. Mm-hmm. The first fall is decided because Shane got involved. Miz is trying to do some sort of springboard thing. Shane grabs his leg, distracting the Miz. Miz turns his attention back to Elias, tries to do the springboard again. Elias hits him with a jumping knee and drift away to win the first fall.
Yeah.
Miz instantly in a hole. Then the Miz, for the second fall, hits the skull-crushing finale after getting out of that powerbomb, that kind of electric chair powerbomb thing that Elias does. Shane runs in to break up the pin and starts beating on him. So the ref says Miz wins second fall by DQ. Mm-hmm. And then Shane and Elias destroy the Miz all over the place. In the ring, ringside, Shane hits a spear on Miz. And then the ref's like, yeah, cool, I'll ring the bell now.
Yeah.
Elias goes to top rope, hits at elbow, pins Miz for the win.
Big win for Elias.
So,
yeah, Miz, they really sold the Miz thing, too. Like, Miz, like, they come back from commercial, and he's still like,
yeah. They could have been a more clever, interesting way to do this.
Yeah.
Rather than making it 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
Have an elongated beat down before the bell
That's
rings.
the thing, man. They need to get clever with this stuff. You can't just have, it just doesn't make any sense to have 2 out of 3 falls match every episode. It doesn't make any sense.
No. So the Dolph one you can get away with because you can have a storyline justification for it. There's no storyline justification for
Not
this.
really, no.
Other than this, Shane
especially literally moments after Dolph said 2 out of 3 falls,
Yeah, I
Shane
know.
says, oh, it's great. 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah. So then after winning the match, Shane and Elias walk up the ramp. They're like, no, we're not done. They turn back around. Elias puts Miz in the corner. Shane hits coast to coast. Mm-hmm. Then they're content to walk away. Mm-hmm. Then we got the Finn Balor interview. He was asked about kind of being done with Andrade. Put Andrade over a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you know who's next. In walks Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, and then he 2 sweets. Restoring my faith in the 2 sweet. Ricochet had it kind of shook a little bit, and the Good Brothers. But, yeah, man, Shinsuke, 2 sweet of the IC title. I'm back on board. Too sweet, me brother.
Not gonna happen.
Come on, man. Just one too sweet. No? Okay. All right. Don't you swap my too sweet. Anyways, yeah, that's exciting. It's be a real feud. You get Shinsuke that title for a little bit?
No.
You're probably right.
No.
Maybe.
No.
A little bit.
No.
And then the Demon gets it back. Demon versus Shinsuke. I know we
No.
saw that in NXT. But
No,
still.
I have a hard time.
That dude was Demon all the time in NXT.
We didn't see Demon versus Shinsuke in NXT. They had one match. And it
He was just the man, really?
Yeah, it was on NXT TV too.
Cool.
On a takeover.
Well, then there you go. Kick it up a notch. I just say that because, like, I remember Finn was like Demon all the time in NXT. That dude would come out all.
Well, like at every takeover, yeah.
he would like cosplay all the time too.
Yeah, for sure. At a takeover, he was Demon Balor.
Remember he was Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've talked about that. That was a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be like somebody here doing the gimmick of why. I think it's because like Jack the Ripper was like nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a romanticized character,
Kind of.
who used to kill poor
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes. We didn't really have that over here. I mean, there was a Green River Killer, but nobody really. He didn't have like a cool top hat or anything. BTK. Nobody knew who that guy was.
Well, I mean, you don't. Do we know for sure that Jack the Ripper wore a cool top hat?
Every dude, it was 18.
No, I understand that was like standard dress at the
did.
time, but we don't know that for sure.
I'm sure there weren't there like some eyewitnesses, and saw a dude in a top hat and like a cloak or
So any guy during that time period, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Of course he wore one. Why wouldn't he if it was 1880s? That was like standard dress back then. It's just weird, you know.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Like somebody here comes out as, I don't know,
Ted Bundy, essentially.
Ted Bundy, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. Next. Oh, Nikki Cross versus Bayley. This was a fun match. We had a little picture-in-picture promo with Bayley before the match while she was making her entrance.
Her promos are so stiff.
I know.
But I kind of think that they're a bit more, I mean, they're still stiff, but they're a bit more grounded. I really just appreciate that Bayley's been, she hasn't been, they've successfully pivoted from aw shucks.
Yeah, I know.
To
from happy to be there to kind of more how she was in NXT.
Step to me, I'm going to, whoop your ass.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to hug people still.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. But anyways, yeah, this is a really fun match, though. And Nikki Cross ended up getting the win.
Yeah.
With there was like a series of what was it, like crucifix pin attempts towards the finish.
Yeah, yeah.
And Nikki ended up getting a pinning combo.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It was a good finish.
Yeah.
And then Nikki was beyond excited.
She started running around. She started running around in circles, and Bayley was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened."
Yeah, she goes. Nikki goes over to the commentary booth, and Corey Graves is excited for her. And Nikki's saying, "I need to tell Alexa." And Corey says, "Here, use my phone." Mm-hmm. And Nikki for a second tries to do that. It's like, I don't know Alexa's number, and gives it back to him.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Some good character stuff. After that, Carmella's backstage looking for R-Truth. She runs into Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. See a little bit of Rambling Rabbit in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there was...
Huskus showed up when Daniel Bryan was getting ready.
Yeah.
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 I didn't notice that till Twitter.
Yeah.
I didn't notice this one till Twitter.
Yeah, I noticed this on Twitter before I even watched it. So they have a little bit back and forth. Eventually, R-Truth emerges from the penalty box.
Yeah.
Where he was hiding.
That was pretty funny. Carmella gave like what seems... Her laugh when she's like a real, like when it's just her, is infectious.
I know.
It's a cackle, and it's great.
It is great. Drake Maverick walks in, says that Truth has ruined his life. And then...
This was so great. So he's like giving him, the guilt trip basically. Hey, you ruined my life, And Truth, looks like, oh man, I feel so bad. All right, fine. Go ahead and go get a ref. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah, go get a ref. There happened to be one like 2 feet away.
Yeah.
So he gets a ref. And then R-Truth starts to act like he's going to lay down. And then he just says, psych! I love this title more than you love your wife.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
And runs off. Loser locker room pours out. Someone drops
Oh my God.
Drake with a forearm.
Yeah.
As they chase
man.
after R-Truth. It was pretty funny.
That was good, man. Psych! I love this title more than you love your wife.
Good.
Arrivederci.
R-Truth is awesome.
He really is.
After that, we had Ember Moon versus Sonya Deville. Short match because Mandy Rose got involved. Ember is on the apron. Mandy kind of distracts her. And then Sonya shoves her into the ring post. And man, did Ember sell that.
Ember knows how to do that and not like kill herself.
I know.
She
She looks like she hit hard.
Well, I think she just like smacked it as hard as she could because she's a professional.
Yeah.
And she should be highlighted a lot more.
Hell yeah, man. Those forearms she was dropping on Sonya were nasty too.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Sonya rolls her back into the ring from the apron and just pins her.
Yeah.
She gets the win.
And then there was like a moment between Sonya and Mandy
where she like reached out and touched her hair.
Yeah.
That was
and so I was like I don't know. I thought I was reading too much into it last week when Mandy was giving Sonya a look because she totally gave her a look at the end of that Ember Moon bit. And a lot of people pointed it out, but I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do that.
The hair thing was
obvious. Yeah. That was they're going in a direction with that.
Yeah.
So that's a total wait and see right now.
Yeah.
Let's see how WWE's gonna handle that one. Next up, but hey, you know what? Sonya Deville is terrific.
She's awesome.
She's great.
She's fantastic. After that, Alistair Black promo. This almost seemed like this could have been a bit from Seinfeld. He's kind of pacing around his room.
I liked it, man. I liked it. I thought it was, at first I was like, man, he is off the rails right now. He's had way too much Red Bull.
Yeah.
But then somebody on Twitter mentioned, he was like, I kind of dig this. It's like something we haven't seen from Alistair before. Mm-hmm. It's additional character stuff. And I was like, that's good. I'm glad. So that was cool. And so he was pacing around and he says, nobody is fighting me, even though clearly I have my pants off, which I thought was the universal symbol for I want to fight you. It's like, no, Alistair, that's the universal symbol for I want to smash or I need to go do it number 2. Mm-hmm. And so somebody does.
Well, lights go off.
Oh, yeah, lights go off.
Someone knocks. Lights come back on.
And then he just smiles. It was like, man, I've never seen him smile like that before.
Yeah.
So creepy. It was very creepy. And so, but then we didn't find out who was behind the door. Do you think they know? Like you told me what the rumor was.
Yeah.
Do you think they know definitively who it's going to be?
No.
Is the name that you gave me penciled in?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Of course, pencil has an eraser.
You can erase the pencil.
Exactly. After that, our main event. How come this match didn't happen in Stomping Ground? This was actually really fun.
Oh, this was a great match. This was, as much as I bitch about 2 out of 3 falls, holy crap. This is a good 2 out of 3 falls match.
Because there was a sense of desperation, especially on Dolph's part, that wasn't there at Stomping Ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was actual, I don't know, I felt like there was a real story here. So the first fall saw Dolph reverse a sunset flip from Kofi into his own pin, but then he grabs the ropes. The ref sees it, and so Dolph's like, hey, what are you making me break up the pin for? And then while he's arguing with the ref, Kofi rolls him up. He wins the first fall. Then Dolph tosses Kofi to the floor, hits the zigzag. Hey, commercial break, restart the match.
Yeah.
We come back. And pretty quickly, Dolph wins the second fall after a super kick.
First time Kofi's been pinned since being like champion, I think.
Since well before WrestleMania, yeah.
Somebody noted that on Twitter.
Yeah, I think since that second gauntlet match he had.
I think it was Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. He takes a pin to Dolph. Interesting. There's this great spot where Dolph goes for a famouser, and then Kofi picks him up and does like a spinning powerbomb.
Yeah.
That I've never seen him do.
That was really cool.
And it was awesome. There's so many moments, especially the third fall, where there was a lot of creativity. They were doing interesting stuff that we hadn't seen from either of them during the whole course of this feud. And I was like, where was this during Stomping Ground?
I know. At Stomping Grounds, it was all like they were trying to... They had zero chemistry at Stomping Grounds. And here, they had all the chemistry.
I wonder if because whomever produced this match said, oh, this is the story we're going to do. And they're both like...
Oh, that could be.
This isn't... Why are we having
doesn't really play to our strengths.
This type of match?
Yeah.
You know, this is like a hospital you're making us do here.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but it seems like far too often in cage matches, the default is physical and plotting. Mm-hmm. Instead of letting wrestlers, especially as athletically gifted as Dolph and Kofi, do what surrounds. Use the cage in interesting and creative ways.
Yeah. I think maybe the default is just cage as weapon as opposed to cage as another dimension of space that they can use to do cool stuff. Mm-hmm. That could be.
That could be. Anyways, the finish was really cool. So Kofi evades a super kick. Dolph evades Trouble in Paradise. He responds directly with another super kick attempt. Kofi catches it, spins Dolph around, hits Trouble in Paradise for the win. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an awesome little finishing sequence. because it was like, yeah, he tries to hit it like twice, I think, before he actually gets it, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like you said, it was actually a pretty stellar match.
Especially that third fall was really good because the moments of desperation from Dolph, they did some good close-ups of him where he was, he realized this was his last chance essentially.
Yeah.
And he was actually portraying that with his face. Projecting that.
Acting.
Performance. Performance.
Yeah. Anyways, would you like to look at the television?
Yeah,
Mr.
let's do
Lee?
questions.
All right, let's look at.
Whoa!
Okay.
Joshua Martinez says, I was there. First dark match was Buddy versus Ali.
Cool.
Hopefully we'll see that on SmackDown Live television at some point. Zach Hughes 94. I hate to ask this, but is wrestling at its lowest popularity in years? I've never seen WB cover up seats before until this past weekend and the following Raw. They've been doing it for a little while. In terms of like, at least for the last couple of years, more often than not, for at least the Raws we've been to, they've tarped off the upper deck.
Yeah.
At Golden One.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at,
I still think the popularity of it was way lower, maybe in the mid '90s.
Oh God, it's not even comparable. Yeah, I don't think it's comparable. I think that they've got over 2 million people watching the WWE Network, or that have the WWE Network. They've reached that goal. I think there's a lot of indications that wrestling can be popular. I mean, if you look at the success across a variety of metrics for even non-WWE stuff, I think the popularity of wrestling is in a pretty good spot. And I think that WWE could actually easily turn it around with a good couple months of good creative. I think that people would come back to it. I mean, we've literally just seen through, the community tab polls, anecdotally, the popularity of WWE's product right now is on the wane, but I don't think it's anything they can't get out of. They're just in a really weird spot, be it Vince going crazy or they're just second guessing themselves and freaking out over this SmackDown on Fox thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I mean, if you take a look at in wrestling in general, if you take a look at the enthusiasm of something like All Elite with their ticket sales, selling out, blah blah blah, I think that the popularity of wrestling is pretty decent right now. But I mean, like anything, they say it's a cyclical business.
Yep.
Maybe we're in a down period right now. I kind of just feel like their creative is bad and people tune out. People will tune in or tune out based on creative. That's the bottom line.
Good matches can entertain people, but if there's not a storyline to actually really make them care about the outcome of the match, then people seem to just not really care, not be invested.
It's funny because the whole thing with Seth, which is hilarious and the kind of fires it's drawing out in people, I guess.
Yeah.
On both sides of it. It would be a non-issue if, all we want is some good writing. That's it.
Exactly.
We just want some good writing. We know y'all can wrestle really well.
Yeah.
We know you're good at wrestling.
Yeah.
We get that.
Yeah.
But give us some stories to make us care,
storylines to generate some real interest.
205 Live. WWE literally does this with
NXT
205,
and 205 Live.
NXT, to a degree NXT UK. Oh, they still need to get their business together. And then even on Main Event, they tell long-term stories on Main Event.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of them. They have they have all this money riding on TV, and then you have the other X factor of the Saudi Arabia deals, which they want to be on Fridays.
Yeah.
And you have to figure all this stuff out, and you've got a massive writing staff, and there's such a spotlight on mainly Raw and then SmackDown also now. I think there's a lot of stuff going on, and they're just trying to figure it out and stumbling along the way. And we just see it because we overanalyze everything.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, Greg Morris, once Triple H takes over, what's the first of Vince's ideas that gets changed immediately? I think that it is the lack of continuity between NXT characters and how they're brought up to main roster. I don't think we're going to see renames coming from NXT to the main roster. I think that those call-ups are going to be inherent to story. I think that's going to be one of the first main things that changes. I think call-ups are going to matter.
I don't think Triple H really cares if wrestling happens during commercial breaks or not.
You're probably right about that. You're probably right.
Or at least the show, the segments of the show will be broken down to accommodate commercial breaks in a fairly organic way.
Yeah.
Johnny Ralston, Vince should just rewatch old WWE for inspiration. I don't know. There's a lot of bad in the past too.
Yeah. I think there's some recent WWE that he can. I mean, I always go back to that the episode with the when they debuted Finn Balor at the draft. Mm-hmm. You know, if you go back to what they were doing then, you're sort of at that time you were leading into the Charlotte Sasha Banks storyline when they were main eventing. I think there's a lot of stuff in the recent history to appreciate. You know, just go back to that. I think there's a level of just overdoing things.
Yeah,
you know,
they have a way of doing things these days that kind of suck all the drama out.
They need to just simplify.
Yeah,
that's it. Just simplify, man.
Yeah,
wrestling runs during the commercials. If something cool happens, show us a replay.
Yeah, or find creative ways to not have wrestling during commercial breaks. Just don't, with like in a ham-fisted manner, make everything a 2 out of 3 falls match. Dylan Haggett, Undertaker takes phone calls through his mind.
Oh wow, interesting.
So he has a chip implanted.
I think he just means like his supernatural abilities allows him to pull.
I feel like that's two different things. There's technology and there's supernatural stuff, and they don't interact. Not necessarily not in that manner. No.
But here's the thing:
he uses a SIM card in his head.
This is what it could be. You take technology out of it. He knows that Roman Reigns is on the phone because he can get into Roman Reigns' head. He's had a match with Roman Reigns, so now he has mind melded with him.
Mind meld?
He knows when he's on the phone. He's not picking up the phone.
I didn't hear him say, "Remember," at any point during the match.
Right, but we weren't there in the front row.
But we watched it back afterwards.
Yeah.
I didn't see any mind meld happen.
Well, I didn't hear half of them call spots either. You know, maybe
Side Slam. Also, remember.
Dylan again. The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view isn't happening this year. Let me confirm.
When did it happen last year?
September, October.
Let's see here. Jimmy Thomas here in Discord says Ali's new gimmick is the gentrifier. Wang says, which jobber to the stars do you think is in a worse predicament now? Miz jobbing to the heels or Elias jobbing to the faces? I don't think Miz is a jobber to the stars.
No, his losses are intent on building to another match with Shane.
Yeah, Elias he's one of the bigger names that's sort of there to take pins.
Yeah,
Elias is.
Well, right now there's no October pay-per-view on the schedule apparently, because you have Clash of Champions September 15th, which was supposed to be here. Not anymore.
Oh, really? They changed? When did they change that? That was just like
recently.
Recent. Oh, wow.
It's in Charlotte now. And then the next Saudi show is scheduled for November 1st. And there's no October pay-per-view scheduled that I can tell.
So they took away Clash of Champions from us.
Maybe we'll get Hell in a Cell.
Those bastards. I don't think I've ever seen a Hell in a Cell match live.
I don't think I have either. Dylan again. Hey guys, have either of you bought Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled? And if not, will you?
Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled?
Is that a WCW wrestling game or racing game?
Be cool if it was.
No. It's Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, I don't care about that stuff.
So I guess the answer is no, you won't.
Probably not.
Rob Too Cool. Power Rank 5 NXT superstars Vince will love. Damian Priest.
Look at him. He's so tall. And look at that voice. Never have him talk.
Damian Priest, that's good.
I think he really likes Shayna.
Meltzer seems to think that he's not
weird.
into Shayna.
That'd be weird then.
Well, Vince likes like Lacey Evans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why.
So Aaliyah then. Or Vanessa Bourne.
Vanessa Bourne.
Forgotten Sons.
You think he's gonna like the Forgotten Sons?
Yeah, man.
He'll definitely like Jackson Ryker.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a certainty. You think he'll like Matt Riddle?
I don't know.
Matt Riddle's one of those dudes who puts on really good matches.
I know.
So I think Vince will appreciate him once that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then wasn't there a thing that said that he was being encouraged to talk crap about Goldberg?
Yeah, or at least not dissuaded from doing it.
Yeah. Vince is gonna love Bugenhagen.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my God.
That's such good.
That's such good shit.
Let's see here.
Who else? Drawing a blank. Alex Foster and kayfabe, when a superstar says they spoke to management in the back, is there a chance that they're just lying in order to make it seem like they've gotten themselves a match?
Yeah, what is the process for
Go to the whiteboard and erase what was on there and write what they want.
Well, if I'm in the ring and you come out and say a promo said, "Hey Steve, I got somebody in the back say we got a match," what's then my recourse for double checking that's true?
You go to the whiteboard.
Yeah, but I'm out there and I'm like, oh, I got to respond.
Well,
to this. If I respond in the affirmative, I'm stuck in that match. What if I get back there and I'm like, it's on the whiteboard? Well, you already confirmed that we're doing
Well, that's
it.
why you don't say anything. Kofi didn't say anything, I don't think.
Didn't he?
I don't think so. Maybe he did. I remember him just kind of be going like...
He just stood
"All
there
right,
like a
all right."
NPC. Yeah.
No, I think he was talking the New Day, but he didn't actually say anything to Mike, but could be wrong.
Yeah.
No, what you should do would be like... And then go to the back and check.
That's the least amount of drama.
Well, I'd say...
Get on the phone. Hold on. I want to double check this.
Well, we'll see about that. I'm going to go backstage, look at the whiteboard, and talk
Did
to
you
Triple
give
H.
Dolph a match with me? Well, I want to not have that match. They just said we don't have the match.
Say we don't have to have it now.
Yeah.
Because I said I don't want it.
I'm pretty sure you can just lie your way into a match and everything will be cool. You'll
Probably.
get what you want.
People get caught up in the action, so
Yeah.
probably. Zach Sigmund, is it me or did that Alistair Black promo sound like it was written for Kenny Omega?
Kenny Omega?
Well, somebody.
Do you think that there's like pages and pages of Kenny Omega dialogue that they had written thinking they were going to get him?
Maybe.
That could be.
4-inch Fox, is this all that SmackDown Live and Raw will be now? Copy and paste.
Maybe. Greg Morris says, present feelings aside, how will Dolph be remembered when he retires? 10 years from now, what are we going to remember about Dolph Ziggler?
Solid worker, quality mid-carder.
Overstayed his welcome.
Overstayed his welcome slightly. He will go in the Hall of Fame, and his speech will go on third.
He is not a headliner, though.
No.
His speech will go on third, exactly. Yeah.
Glorious Steve.
He might be one of the most decorated wrestlers not to be a headliner.
Maybe.
I could see that as being the case.
Rob Too Cool asks, what is your favorite non-title takeover match? First one comes to mind is Gargano Alistair Black. Oh, that was so good.
So good.
That was so good. Matt Riddle versus Roderick
I
Strong.
love those kind of matches, man.
Was really good,
That's
too.
like that was one of my favorite matches from. I might like part of me kind of wanted to put it on our best matches list. I love those kind of matches. That just
Which one?
Riddle Strong.
Oh yeah.
They just feel, and the same thing with Gargano Black.
Yeah, the year prior.
They're
yeah.
so underrated.
Yeah.
But because they don't really do much flashy,
Yeah.
they just kill each other out there. I love that stuff.
Alistair wasn't champ in his match against Velveteen Dream, was he?
Not yet.
No.
No, he
That was
was
a good one,
road
too.
to. That was out. Yeah, the storytelling for that one was just
Top
impeccable.
notch. Top notch.
I love those kind of matches.
Yeah, me
though.
too. Steve Klain, hey friendos, how would Undertaker describe Manscaped?
Oh man.
You know, being a professional wrestler for 53 years now, there's one thing that I can't stand. When people backstage want to shake my hands, and it's obvious that they've recently touched their unhygienic ball skin. So I offer them up Lawnmower 2.0 technology, skin safe tech.
Yeah.
Right? And
Not to mention, you're down there about to take a power bomb and it smells like damn it. Use crop preserver.
I don't want, while you're taking the last ride, I don't want my nose to be taking the last ride through the shit stream of the river Stygian.
That is your crotch.
That's your nasty crotch. They can also send you a pack of ball wipes, which you can take to your taint as well, so you don't taint my face with butthole smells.
MHPW champion Joe, hey friendos, is Roman still signed with SmackDown? Yeah, he has been on 3 weeks.
Jeez.
He is a SmackDown superstar that's not on the show.
None of it, man. Did anybody actually say wild card last night?
No, I don't think so.
If they did, it was like very quick, and I don't remember it. Like they're definitely not harping on that. It's just done.
Yeah.
Like that, it's done. The brand split's over. That's over.
It's done.
It went out with a whimper.
Gary MacArthur, what is the face you make when Shane opens the show?
What's this? And then
Ziggler interrupts a promo. Cole yells wild card rule.
It's like somebody farts in my face.
Yeah. Patrick, hey friendos, I'll be at next week's SmackDown sporting my Chicago flag going in Raw shirt,
nice.
hard camera side. Keep an eye out. Will do, Patrick.
I love it. Thank you, Patrick.
There's the
Bada.
How should R-Truth be cast in Stephen Larson's book?
Good question.
Yeah, you got to stay tuned and watch and find out. Let's see here.
Rich, how much more does WB need to change direction when the crowd chants "No more Shane" during fall number 3?
That was
Elias
a really loud
Miz?
chant. Yeah, that was a pretty loud chant. I mean, yeah, they obviously need to do something there, man. Absolutely.
Max Zero, do you guys think we're ever going to get a backstage segment where we see the 24/7 title just change hands in the background? Well, that'd be funny. I think it could have been interesting during the AJ Club segment on Raw, as it puts even more emphasis on the anytime aspect of the belt.
I really hope the belt stays around for a while, because I think then they'll be able to play around with things like that.
I think that'd be funny.
Get more into it.
Great if it's done right.
I'm not like a huge fan of that. Ribs, I'm a big fan of. So for me, it's ribs all day long.
Yeah, it's probably ribs.
Yeah.
I feel like the margin for error with ribs, like it's easy to overcook them or dry them out as opposed to pulled pork.
I like kind of exclusively get them. I like the last couple of times it's just been like when my dad makes them, because I know that I'm in for a stellar experience.
Yeah.
I think I asked him for my birthday last year.
You're going to miss out on making some on 4th of July.
Or Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl.
Slow cooked on the grill. That's how I'm going to do it. I get my temperature where I want it. 225, 4 hours is all you need to do.
Let's see here. Chris Coffey. Which is the bigger dream match? Tanahashi versus Cena, or a Bullet Club leader fatal 4-way? It's got to be Tana versus Cena, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's got to be the bigger match.
Finn, AJ,
Kenny,
Jay White.
I know. Who is
Tama Tonga?
It's got. I mean, he's the freaking leader.
Yeah, I know.
He's the leader. Who would that fourth person be, though?
Yeah, maybe probably Tama Tonga. Just Lucas. The demise of the brand split has killed SmackDown. Too predictable and more of Raw light. Will the Fox move make it better or worse? It kind of has to make it different, at least, because Fox ain't gonna be cool with a bunch of Raw recaps on it. No way.
Yeah,
they're not gonna be down with that.
Yeah, I'm very curious. October is going to be a very, very crazy month for wrestling.
Yep,
it's going to be crazy.
It is.
It's saying complete. What the heck's going on here?
I don't know.
Anyways, all right. Well, what do we got coming up for Overrun today?
Not sure yet.
All right, we'll figure it out.
We do have chat trivia today.
We have chat trivia. That's right, and I'm starting to send out a lot of these chat trivia prizes. So I got to ask for some. Crap, I didn't bring them. I really need to ask for some addresses. Anyways, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.